this weather. That's all you're going to be doing, and it's not going to help you. So yeah, stay hydrated, drink water. In fact, to help you remind yourself that you have to drink water, carry bottled water. Carry a can. If I have a can of water beside me, I'll be reminded I have to drink water, I have to sip at least, because some people cannot. They just think that they forget though. I cannot, drink water and all of that until they eat food. That's when they drink water. I hope that I've been able to give you your how do you call this, our kitchenette for today. So if you not drink water. Yes, and
does the water have to be cold?
Yeah. So for the weather right now, I'd advise that you take at least cold water.
Hey. Okay.
Because some of you want to, I just imagine, imagination wants to warn people because they want to go and swim. People are planning to do, take me to somewhere very cool, cozy, maybe have fun. Drink water on a budget. I'll save your money for Destiny December. It's just by the corner.
Yes, this December is going to be something else.
Yeah, Father Lord. No oppression, by the way, because some people want to pressure people. Don't be pressured, though. Don't be pressured. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. We're with the child nurturer. She does this every Wednesday with us, and it's always a pleasure to have her on air with us. I'm talking about no other but Miss Omelogo Nnamdi, O.O.N. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yep, the children were waiting for you, and parents are also tuned in to have you talk to us today.
Okay.
Yep. And you were talking about having a conversation around
yes,
around
half full and
nothing,
half empty.
Yes, you were saying
half empty and half full. So how to we're going to talk about how to make a child see a cup from half empty to half full on a constant. So just like as we were saying not too long ago, a lot of people around the world, not only in Nigeria, around the world are angry, anxious, frustrated, desperate, so on that wide spectrum of the not so good, you also have a lot of people becoming more and more negative. And it used to be the adults, but now it's spreading to children. You see children who are constantly seeing just all the things that can go wrong, all the things that they think are wrong with someone or with something, with a place, with a thing. So do you have a child who is constantly negative, who's constantly pessimistic? Do you even, because if you see adults who are always, maybe you have a friend or a colleague or a boss who every time or most of the times they would always see all the things that could go wrong in any situation. So let's say, for instance, I have this friend who I would ask one time in the past to go out with my car. Go now. So you make it say, what if the VIO will catch me? So if you're not in Nigeria, for instance, VIO is the road check officers who check your vehicle inspection officers who check that your vehicle is good enough, roadworthy and all, that work sort of hand in hand with federal road safety. So she would say VIO will catch me. I was like, why should, of all the people on the road, it's not even these days when you have the vehicle inspection officers constantly out on the roads trying to look for who to use and make amends for the way the country is tricking everybody. No, not even now. It was in the past. And then she would say, VIO will catch me. Like, why of all the people on the road, VIO would choose you to catch, to ask you about your driver's license? Why is it you? Why should you're just going down the street? You need to do this. So there was this time I was very ill and I couldn't drive and I needed to be taken to the hospital. She still wouldn't drive. She said, see, I will sit beside you, just drive, right? The vehicle inspection of it. And I said, how come they never show up to take me, to ask me about driver's license? How is it you? How is it when you're driving? So you have people like that who constantly see the half empty glass rather than the half full glass, who are often pessimistic, who are often negative, who instead of being positive or optimistic, will be pessimistic about just about anything. If they were assigned a task, they would first of all, instead of thinking about how good it could go, they think about all the things that could go wrong with that task. So you have such adults. They didn't just become such adults. They started as children. So do you notice around you your child, a child of yours who is constantly pessimistic, always scared that something wrong might happen? Now, there are different reasons why a child will feel that way. But let's not go into why a child will feel that way. Let's talk about a child who's already that way. What can you do? First of all, I'd like us to think about something for a minute. Do you realize how, I don't know how it happens in other climes, but here in Nigeria in particular, I notice that a lot. When we pray, do you know that most of our prayers are negative? Instead of saying you would go and come back, you have journey mercies in Jesus' name. They say you shall not die. You shall not die. You're focusing your energy on what you do not want. The negative aspect of what you really want. What you want is for the person to have a safe, to go and come back and be covered and be protected. But what you're praying is that they shall not die. Why use negative words to say a positive prayer? We shall not know any crying, or we shall not mourn. No, how about we shall rejoice? How about we shall celebrate life? How about, do you understand? We have that constantly happening. So I have a situation where, for instance, I have parents, maybe moms who are praying, who send me a lineup of prayers that we should say for our children. And what you see, your family shall not be in mourning in Jesus' name. You shall not experience any you shall not experience any bad thing. You shall not, nobody shall be killed in your family. You shall not, your business shall not crumble. No, that is pure, intense negativity. And we have normalized it so much that we don't see how it is affecting the other things that we're doing. So is it possible, for instance, that you could be more conscious? Because it is said that where focus goes, energy flows. If you want to focus on the things that you want to go good for you, and your focus, see how Jojo is looking at me.
Yeah.
Jojo, are you on this table?
I'm trying to listen to you because
okay.
This is what the part that you're saying, it's focusing on negativity. I don't think they are focusing on negativity. You are clearing negativity. You are saying it. So this power of declarations. You don't declare or you don't pray this prayer because you want it to happen to you, but before it happens, you've already said it. So I'm just paying attention to you because I'm listening to see what point that is coming from.
You're trying to focus, to declare on the things that you don't want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you are spending so much energy focusing on the things that you do not want to happen. What time are you living to the things that you actually want to happen? What time? So instead of focusing on the things that you do not want to happen, flip it. Focus, declare on the things that you want, and you want them now, and you want them tomorrow, and you want them forever. Focus, keep saying it. Don't stop. Mm-hmm. Keep saying it. That's one that you want. We're spending a lot of energy, a lot of focus on the things that we do not want, and we're giving room for those things to actually happen, because so much energy, so much focus, so much power flows to those, so much concentration is flowing to those things that we do not want. It is an attitude that majority of us here in Nigeria have formed over time, putting so much focus, so much energy on the things that we do not want. Remember this: where focus goes or stays, Energy will flow there. I do not want that you name that thing. I do not want what? I don't know. I don't want to be so spiritual about this, right? What vibrates into your atmosphere is that thing you're mentioning. The do not want does not have a form. It is that particular thing that you want that has the form. And so I do not want you mention that thing, yet and then you give it vibration. It vibrates, it goes out. I do not want it just a sentence. The thing that you're naming. So let's flip and make the things that we are naming the things that we want. That's the foundation for what I want to say. So do you have a child in your home who is constantly pessimistic, constantly negative? All they see are all the things that could go wrong. They're always afraid, always scared, always anxious. What if you're okay? What if this happens? What if that happens? So what if this other one happens? So how do you flip a child from half empty to half full, to constantly negative, or most often negative and pessimistic, to most often positive and optimistic? First of all, it starts with you. How are you, the parents who are raising this child, how are you faring? I'd like you to measure yourself on what the analogy I just made about the focus of our prayers, the focus of our confessions. How are you? Where is your focus going? Where does your focus stay? Are you always looking at them? Hey, look at you. Why are you always looking dirty? Why are you this child? Are you focusing on the faults that they have constantly? Are you seeing anything good in them? How are you to yourself in front of them? Are you looking at how fat you have become? I'm so fat. I'm looking, my face is so, I'm not looking, I'm there. Are you focusing on the downsides? Is there a lot of room in your home on positive things, the things that are going right? Are you focusing on the things that you people do not have? We're no longer eating chicken in this house. But did you eat fish? How about say, we've been eating a lot of fish, oh. That's something going good. It would be nice to eat chicken. That's something else you want that is good. But we're no longer eating chicken in this house. Things are so rough. We're no longer eating. That is a negative focus. Can you flip it? This is difficult. Don't get it wrong. Don't get this thing twisted. We don't even know. It has become so much of a part of us that we don't even know that is what we're doing. So what sort of parents are you? Can you flip? Pay attention to yourself. What is the focus? What is the focus on in your home? Are you focusing on positive, or are you focusing on negative? Start checking yourself from today. If you find that your focus is on the negative more than the positive, start working on it, because the children will only mirror what they see. That's the foundation. Look at the mode of your prayer. Look at the things you say to yourself in front of them, to them. Look at the way you analyze situations around the home. What is the focus? Energy will always flow to the focus. So that's the foundation. So stop complaining. Try to see the half full glass in any situation. There is always a half full story. Always.
Can we open up the phone lines?
Absolutely.
So let's open up the phone lines, because this conversation is just practically what we have, what we see every day. Happens.
Yes.
It happens to everyone, every parent, every child experiences it. Most of them that cannot even speak up, but they are still kids. They suffer the most. Alright, if you have a question to ask the child nurturer concerning the conversation we're having now, feel free. The phone lines are open: 0809 5550983 or 0704 3371743. And if you can't reach us, or the phone lines are buzzing, you can drop your questions or your contribution to WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, rather, the WhatsApp number is 0809-444-0983. See, I'm very particular, Omelogo, about those parents who perhaps didn't have a great upbringing. The cycle continues. They came from parents or families where, as they were growing up, they saw their parents complaining. They ate what they had in the house. They were beaten. They just brought up in some kind of way. And for those people that are not even exposed, those people that they don't have the privilege to grow, because it's knowledge. These things are there. It's just for you to just decide that you will be outstanding. You will not even bring up your child in such a way that you were brought up. So yeah, one of those people that are so timid, they are primitive. In fact, they refuse not to break out from their own background. Like, they're just flowing. I did not kill my mother, and you will not kill me. That translates to your children. This kind of words you're using on your
That's
kids.
already negativity.
Yeah.
So that's why I started from where I did, by first of all drawing our attention to the people around us as adults, as parents, people that we have around us. How are they? We find them negative a lot, and if the question is, if the answer is yes, those adults that are so pessimistic, so negative, always have empty glass life kind of thing, they started somewhere. They didn't start as adults. Most of them actually started this attitude, built it over time, from childhood into adulthood, and that's why it's so intense in their adult life. But the world is so intense right now that children are getting heaped, a lot is getting heaped up on the children now than children in our time, in our parents' time, ever had heaped on them. And so they are beginning to imbibe these attitudes more intently than even as much as the adults that we have in around us now. And so there's still time to fix the children. Adults who take a whole lot more time. But the good thing is this: you might have an attitude as an adult that you do not know that you have. It takes someone persistently and repeatedly drawing attention to it for you to realize. I know there are lots of people who are at home now who would have listened to this aspect where I said about the prayers that we say and how we spend a lot of time praying negatively. They are going to argue and try to quote the Bible and whatever base of their faith for me. But take a moment and think about this without listening to the children nurturer's voice in your head. Sit in your quiet corner and think about it. Where focus goes or stays, energy flows there persistently. So if you're constantly focusing on the things you do not want in the name of prayer, your energy is going to go there. You're leaving a plenty space of inactivity on the things that you actually want. So for those ones who are already in that space where they are always negative, start paying attention to yourself. It's not going to be automatic. If you start paying attention and you're intentional about it, and you're actually desirous of making change, it's going to be in trickles. They say atomic habits. Make it a habit to constantly stop yourself. When you find yourself going this negative way, flip it. It's not easy. I'm not telling you this because I've always been like this. Thank you so much.
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Thank you so much, Ijama. That is such an amazing contribution. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So yes, we should let me even take a cue right away from what she said. One of the things that you can do to help your child become more positive, and seeing the glass half full all the time, is to teach a child how to develop an attitude of gratitude. It pays if you can have the child say every day, have them say 2 things or 3 things that they are happy about.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's equivalent to having a child keep a gratitude journal.
That's right.
So if your child isn't old enough to keep a journal per se, have every day have a child say what they are grateful for, or something that made them happy, something that got them excited. It is not possible that an entire day passed and there isn't anything that made them smile, or that made them happy, that made them excited. So find all the positive words in the emotions wheel. Excitement, gladness, happiness, laughter. A bit like that. A bit, not really words of affirmation, just things that they're happy about. Okay, so mom, today someone smiled at me. Oh, and that made me happy. That's something to be grateful about, no matter how little. Yes, please.
Right. Ray is saying, sisters, please let me chip in a little to what the child nurturer is saying. It's not that we focus more on negative, rather it's being conscious to the things around. There's power in declaration. So declaring them is just like reminding God that we don't want sure things to come our way. Remember that it takes the grace of God for life. So saying those ways, negative or positive, to your children is for them to know the reality of life ahead. Well done, ladies. I missed you all. I missed you too, Ray. Well said. Yeah.
Thank you, Ray. The only thing I'm saying here is, instead of spending a lot of time and energy and focus telling them about the realities of these things that are around you, draw attention to the good things and the positive things. There are also real positive and good things that are also realities. Right. It's not all bad. Can we put more focus on these things? That would also help. That would also lessen the anxiety. So quickly, a story. I told my son so much, my 10-year-old, before he even got 10 years. I thought he was going to boarding house. And I told him all the things that were, where you get there, you don't have enough food. When you get there, you wake up at 5 a.m. When you get there, the seniors. When you get there, I told him all manners of things. Did I do it intentionally? No. What was I intending to do as a parent? Now I'm telling you the things that I'm also guilty of.
Yeah.
What was I doing? I was trying to tell him, Bobo, you're here. You're really like a king. Very soon, you're going to see harsh realities, which is what the last caller just tried to say. I'm trying to tell him about realities, right? But do you know what that did to him? He was so apprehensive. He didn't want to go to boarding school. So he was crying every time. But I said, Papa, you have to go to boarding school. Let me promise, you go to this school. If you don't like it after this first year, then we can pull you out and put you in another school that will be better. I want you to go to boarding school for at least your first year. But then he went there with all the apprehension, only to find out that it's not 1/10 as bad as mom said it was. And so he was like, wow, but we are eating well here now. But they're not killing us now. And so I already made this poor child anxious and almost depressed, thinking about how horrible boarding school would be. That was my error, and I'm telling you something I did not too long ago. So, why tension the child? Instead of tensioning the child with all the negativity, lighten the child's mood with positive things. So, if you're teaching the child how to develop an attitude of gratitude, help them to do what you call a reality check. For every time a child is seeing all the things that could go wrong, ask them, okay, so why do you feel this way? Why do you think this is going to happen? Okay, what can we check it? Have you seen this happen before? Or you've seen it happen before? Where did it happen to you? It happened to you. Was this the exact situation? So you check all these things. If you check it, what exactly is the reason why they feel this thing can go wrong? Let them unbundle it and unravel it. In the end, they probably might help them see that there is really no reason why they should feel anxious or pessimistic about this. Then one of the things you can do is to help them change the filter. Everyone would see life from their own perspective. A child will also see it based on the experiences he or she has had in that up to that extent in their life. And so you can help them see this situation through a different perspective, right? So helping them see it through different perspectives. One of the things that you can do it like games, right? So let's say, for instance, this child is saying, that probably you go to the mall, you told them you're going to get them a particular pair of shoes, and maybe it's blue sneakers, and you get there are no blue sneakers. So the child is so like, blue sneakers, so now I'm happy because now I can't have blue sneakers. He said, okay, then play a game you call fortunately or unfortunately. So you say, unfortunately they don't have blue sneakers. Then you say, fortunately they have boots. And look, you can wear these boots with that outfit and that outfit and that outfit. He said, but then he can say, unfortunately, the boots are not in my favorite color. He said, but fortunately, look, the boots have zippers. Now, so they're always going to find the unfortunate aspect of that thing. You, because you're thinking constructively, find a fortunate aspect of that particular situation and keep going at it, fortunately, unfortunately, back and forth, until both of you can start to laugh over it, because in the end there's going to be no more unfortunate scenarios to paint out of that thing, right?
Whoa, right. And we're just out of time.
Oh wow.
1 minute to 3 p.m. It's been a very loaded conversation. I think it's coming at the right time.
Yes.
A lot is happening right now, and like you said, like we're talking about, we're addressing that trending theory, and we're randomly talking about how people are frustrated. And I think it's really parents too.
Yes.
And the last thing they want to do is one child that is there complaining about stuff. And the better they react, please go and sit down, or this kind of response. And that is just them coming from a place of frustration. But thank you so much, Natura. This has been. I know you have so much to say.
I do.
I don't know if we do.
Well, just one thought for you to go with.
That's fine.
Please, whenever you feel that your child is being pessimistic or negative, please check what's happening in your home. Check what you're doing as a parent. Check the words you say. Check where your focus is going. Where your focus is going is where all the energy in your home will be flowing. Okay? So adios.
Thank you so much.
Jojo wants me to go. For those on radio, sorry, but if you are on Instagram, I'm going to continue this conversation and make it get it to a conclusive end. So you can follow me or check this out on Instagram at OMELOGO NADI. That's Omelogo Nadi.
All right, thank
on
you so
Instagram.
Much. Nadi. That's on Instagram, right? And of course, Facebook as well.
Yes, on Facebook as well.
The sisters will do this again next week, Wednesday, with the child Natura. Until then, have yourself
adios.
Afternoon. My name is Jojo. Bye bye. Thank you for those ones that called and dropped a WhatsApp message.
Thank you. Please bring the music down. Okay. So yes, I'm asking her to bring the music down so that we can share this. So yes, if you're still there and you're listening on Instagram, watching on Instagram rather, so if you're having children in your home being always anxious and always loads of anxiety, always being fearful and afraid that something could go wrong at any moment, always seeing how half empty the glass is, these are things that you can do to help. First of all, as I keep saying this, check yourself. You're mirroring something in your home. If you're very optimistic all the time, how is your partner? Is your partner like their father or their mom? Is your father or their mom always optimistic all the time? If the answer is yes on both counts all the way, then you should be able to you could be able to help the child to come out of this, because in your home is just one of the places where they spend most of their times. They have peers that they mix with. They go to school, they spend a lot of hours in school, they go to church, they go to play with other people, other children. So you never really know whom they are listening to a whole lot of the times. It could even be a teacher in class who's always saying negative things in class to the children. So it could be anything, and children are easily impacted by significant adults and significant persons in their lives. So if that is an issue that is making your child a pessimistic child or constantly negative, these are the things that you can do. One of the things that you should also help the child to do is you can help the child to solve their own problems, right? Now, helping them doesn't mean that when they're facing something you tell, okay, let me do it for you. No, you do what you call like a brainstorm. You brainstorm with the child. Look at all the possibilities, all the possible things that could happen in that particular situation or over that particular thing. What are the things that could go wrong? What are the things that could go right? Look at all of the possibilities, and then when you look at possibilities, it means you're also looking at the solutions to that thing that is happening at the time, that is giving them the anxiety, making them afraid, or making them feel like everything is so bad. Look at solutions. What's good? What's bad? What's good about this? If we do it this way, how could it go? If we look at it this way, how could it go? It's also like letting them look at this situation from different filters, different perspectives. You know how I've been seeing this drawing a lot on social media, where a giraffe is drawing a lion. Josh, I don't know if you've seen that. It's a giraffe. So the lion is posed in front of the giraffe, and he's got the easel and his paints and his best. But because the giraffe is so tall, what he's seen is the lion's back and the lion's butt. So when he draws a lion from the rear. So the lion's face is not in the picture. The lion's beautiful, gorgeous mane is not in the picture. The lion's pose from the front is not in the picture. What you can see is just the booty and back and tail. And so one of the coaches I have analyzed the picture, and she said that you can imagine this lion and the giraffe to be Nigerians. And then the lion say, bro, what's wrong with you? Now this thing, now all this pose where I pose now, you don't waste time. Now for tell me say you know sabi draw. And the guy will say, but guy, now wait till I see I draw now. Now see as I draw now from. So the lion and the giraffe will be on this for a while. The lion is going to demand for his money back, or if he hasn't paid, say he's not going to pay, and even say you ought to pay me for wasting my time to come and draw my back and my butt. But he fails to realize that his back and his butt are the giraffe's perspective of him. That is the angle from which the giraffe is able to see him based on the position he has taken. He's standing in front of him. So perhaps if he wanted the giraffe to have a better, instead of standing on fours, he could sit and then prop up his front legs, and then the giraffe would see him from his face. So the angle is always important. What you can do for this child is to help the child look at it from different angles. How about you look at it this way? How about you look at people? And then the personalities also differ. The way the child is, his personality is going to also affect how he's able to react to a thing, understand a thing, or perceive a thing. When you help the child to look at it from different perspectives, and most importantly, see, when a child is constantly pessimistic or negative, one of the quickest things a parent could do, like Jojo said earlier, he said, please go and sit down. Leave this. What's wrong with you? Every time you do not invalidate that feeling, that emotion. Show them empathy. You do not know the reason. You may, or most likely, not know the reason this child is being pessimistic over this matter. You do not know. Maybe you do, but most likely you may not know. So the first thing you should show is empathy. Empathize with them. Imagine that you were in their shoes, feeling so, pessimistic about this thing, being so scared about it, wishing that you could, you didn't have to face that situation. Imagine that you could be in their shoes. Validate their feelings, and calm them down. I understand how you don't want to go outside because you think that they are going to push you down and you would fall. I understand why you might be scared. So, but how about I understand it's valid, because if you actually go out and you fall, you're going to hurt yourself, and it's going to be really horrible. Having a wound, an injury to have to deal with. I understand that, but how about you even go and watch and see, what they're doing, and who knows? And how about you tell them that you like to play with them, but you want to be gentle, and validate their feelings, empathize with them, make them know that you understand why they might feel that way. The fact that you don't see it that way does not make it invalid. What you're trying to do is just to make them see it from a different perspective. So empathize with them, see it be in their shoes, validate their feelings, calm them down, and then show them a different perspective to it. Help them see different ways that they can tackle it. Show them different options of that same thing that they are so worried about and so pessimistic about, right? It's better to start when they're children, because you see, adults, when you have adults around you, I know you have one or two adults around you who are pessimistic. It can be wearying. It's the energy is so it's out of this world. And imagine if you had, so I had this a friend of mine who once asked me why I didn't get married to her brother. She said that her brother and I were so close, closer even than she and I, which was true. At that point, she was my friend. She was my introduction into the family. And then by the time I became a part of their family, quote unquote, I became quite close with her eldest brother. Very calm guy, my kind of guy. But then I told her there was something that put me off and made me stay so far. That he's always so he was often quite pessimistic. He always saw so many reasons why a thing might not work or might not go right. I am the queen of optimism. I mean, if that thing is conceivable, I believe it is doable, I will give it a try. I will push it. I would fail. I will stand up. I will keep going. And guess what? I don't need you to hail me. I will be my own cheerleader, right? I'm that person. So imagine being yoked with a partner who is the opposite, who is always pessimistic. That energy would be like a permanent cloud over my sunshine. That would be a miserable life. So imagine that you have a partner like that. It's possible that this partner could be someone that a mom or a dad could have paid more attention to as a child and given a better perspective to things and helped from seeing a glass or a cup as half full instead of half empty. Imagine that partner is the daughter or the son that you are raising today, who is always intensely pessimistic, always seeing. It could be they could say it. It will not be that they will look woeful as they're saying it. It could be saying they will say, you know what? I want to buy. I need a brand new car. I need a brand new car. I just think that I'm tired of this car. It's giving me a lot of issues. So I think I'm going to just get a brand new car. As you're saying you want to get a brand new car, you don't have money. But you think that there's a possibility because you work and because you put effort into the things you do and because you believe that you can push through through some some parts to that would happen upon, or work out the things that you want to get you what you want. You have a partner tell you, I better go and sit down, brand new car waiting. What do you say, brand new car? Have you finished? You are buying brand new car. You are still here paying rent in somebody's house. You want to go and buy brand new car. Meanwhile, the money to get a house will be 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 times the cost of getting a new car. But because of that, their attitude of pessimism, they find a way to make that thing you want, that optimism of yours, to just be floored, to go flat on its back or flat on its stomach, So they just say, hey, you're still living in somebody's house, paying rent. You want to go and buy a brand new car. Measure? No measure. And so if you have somebody who is constantly telling you that you want to go and get a PhD, you say you're getting PhD, have you finished raising children? Do you think that you will be able to combine raising these children with your PhD? Do you know what it costs to go and get a PhD? You're talking, that would be so stressful. That they will tell you all 1,000,001 reasons why that one thing you want to do will not work. Why it will be difficult, why it will be stressful, why you should forget it, you should pack up and go. Someone raised that child. What kind of child are you raising? What kind of child can you raise? Are you that someone who always sees your cup as half empty, who always sees cups around them as half empty rather than half full? If you are, pay attention to yourself and flip things up. When you concentrate so much on things, those are the things you're constantly going to have around you. Constantly. That's the law. That's the law of life. The things you concentrate on will replicate themselves and continue to replicate themselves. If it is negative, so when you are saying something will not work, it will not work. I say, hey, I said it. I told you to not work. Why would it work when all your energy has been focused on it all the while? Of course, that's what you put all the energy, all the focus on. So please try to flip it. Start the work on yourself and help the children in your care, in your home, so that the vicious cycle ends with you. Okay? So here I am, deeply, deeply rooting for you and saying, go get that half full cup. Make it half full all the time. And who knows, very soon it's going to be completely full. Yes. Okay, that's it for today. I hope this is helpful. Earlier the video was terminated. I don't know, network or something. And so if you're seeing the second part, there is a prior another video preceding this where the topic started. We're looking at how to help your child from being the pessimist and the always negative person to the optimist and the always positive person, and also how to help your child see the world or see situations around him or her as the half full cup instead of a constantly half empty cup. So this is something that happens to us every single day. And if you're just watching the second half of the video, I suggest you go to the first part of the video before it got terminated and look at it and watch it. In that first part of the video, I shook a table that Jojo even wanted to come and ask me to leave the studio. I shook a table. Yes, majority of us here in Nigeria focus a lot on the negative, even and especially in our prayers, and we need to change it. You may not want to take this from me, but when you sit in your quiet corner, look through, if you have your phone, especially our moms, our mothers, the women who are always praying. Look through your phones, look at the prayers on your phones. You shall not, I will not, you will not, it shall not. What is the not doing there? How about we shall, I shall, I will, I do, I go. Focus on the positive, because where focus goes or stays, energy flows. Okay? So it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I gotta go. Jojo was saying that we will do part 2, but no part 2.
Yeah, you've actually had
Anyone who
really hit the
needs
nail
to
on the wall.
who needs to get the rest of this should already be on Instagram. So adios, amigos. Let me go see if I can make some money today. The odds are stacked up. But see, this woman here, I'm the optimist, top-notch optimist. Every day, all day optimist. No matter how bad it is, I always think that something can come out of it. And so, yeah, I'm going to see what I can make from the rest of my day. You enjoy the rest of your week and keep winning, keep being positive, and yes, see all the half full cups. Forget the half empty ones. They don't mean. Trust me. All right. Bye. Until next time. Bye bye.